Hey everybody. First thing I want to say is that I'm going to be using footage from FightHype.com, and I'm going to be using the video, and it's for educational purposes only. I want to say kudos to them for getting the interview from Gary Russell from last night's fight, and let's see what Gary had to say.
He's the man in the bandana, the man with the charm. He's a dude with the glasses and a lady on his arm.
Please back up so he can have some space to breathe.
First of all, congratulations, Gary, for a great fight. What are your thoughts?
I won 10 rounds to 2, 9 rounds to 3. I outboxed him. Hurt my arm. I knew my arm was hurt coming into the fight. You know.
I don't know what fight you were at last night, but the fight I saw, you at no point were ever ahead. Mr. Russell, um, at best, 7-5, but I had it 8-4, and I had it 117 to 114 in Maxau's favor. I don't know what you're talking about. And this injury, you're coming up with the excuses already. I can't believe this. Let's continue before I go on. Let's continue.
I already stated that I had an injury coming in. I just didn't want to reveal what the injury was. Caught a slight head bunt earlier in the fight, but small thing to a giant. I still believe that I outboxed him, outclassed him, outskilled him. At least, like I say, 9 rounds to 3, 10 rounds to 2, hands down.
Outboxed him, outclassed him. All right, let's get a few facts out. First of all, Maxau was outperforming you at the very least 2-1. At the very least 2-1. At some points 3-1 up until round 8. Let's get that out of the way. He was throwing more punches, he was landing more punches, and he was being more accurate with his punches than you were. All right? You didn't even start fighting until the 4th round. So what happened between rounds 1 and 3? What happened there? Because I had Maxau the whole time. He won the first 3 rounds, hands down, and you were a no-show for those 3 rounds. I did give you round 4. Let's take a look at my scorecard, and just so everybody understands, I do score them both ways because I've been trying to do more of the point system. And that being said, I do both scorecards. So that was that. This is my scorecard for last night. All right. So not only did I do it by the rounds, I also did it by points. At no time did I see you have an 8-point round, Gary. I gave you that much. You did not have an 8-point round. You came close because there were 2 rounds where he stopped you in your tracks. But I digress. Let's continue with the interview.
Did you have to go to a plan after the injury, like a plan B, plan C kind of thing?
It wasn't even a plan B, plan C type thing. It was more so that I knew that my skill set was just much more superior than his. You know, he couldn't hit me. I was able to land my shots at will whenever I wanted to punch. I was able to control the real estate when I wanted to. If he wanted to fire any shot, I'll slide in, smother him, take away any type of effective shots that he attempted to try to throw.
Is that so? That's interesting. In round 5, he hit you with such a hard punch, all right, that you stopped in your tracks. And the same thing happened in round 10. he was not able to hit you at all. You outboxed him. You know, not only did he throw double your punches, at least double your punches, some rounds triple your punches, but on top of that, he never hit you? Whew. Gary, come on. At what point are you gonna stop spewing out the bullshit? Let's continue.
My ring generalship and everything, my boxing IQ, it spoke for itself. I wonder what the fans got to say about this. I wonder what the fans got to say about what the judges is saying.
Well, Gary, I'm a fight fan. I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm a fight fan. I actually, you know, I had predicted that you would lose because you didn't show for weight. You didn't make weight, and you had to continue to make weight up until a couple hours later after the weigh-in. So come on. What happened? What happened to Kid Galahad? Same shit. Stop with the excuses. You were ill prepared because you had ring rust. You cannot be on a 2-year hiatus. I don't care how you spew it. I don't care how you say it. You had serious degradation of your boxing skills, which is why you got beat last night. You didn't get beat up. No, not by a long shot. But you definitely got beat. And it was more than obvious that you got beat. There was no denying it. Now, I don't know what fight that one judge said that they had it a draw, but I'm glad the other two judges, you know, had some sense about them. But you can't be on a 2-year hiatus. There's no excuse for not defending the belt, you know, at least once a year. And I personally think you should be fighting 3 times a year. Gary, I think you got a lot of potential. I think that you can be champion. I think you deserve to be champion. But we as fight fans deserve to get fucking more productivity out of you than what you have given us for the past 2 years. You basically held that belt hostage. I don't care how you spew it. There was no excuse for no fights in 2 years. Let's continue.
You know, because I'm pretty sure a lot of the fans would disagree.
Were you surprised at the decision when they announced it?
Of course I was surprised at the decision.
You weren't surprised at the decision. You didn't even have a surprised look on your face when you knew they were going to call him the winner. You already knew it. You were not surprised last night. And let's remember, you know, I'm a fight fan, and the fight I seen, you lost, man. You lost hands down. Like I said, you didn't get your ass kicked, but you lost hands down. And you still put up a fight because I got you winning round 12. I had you winning round 12 and round 9. You know, because the 2 rounds that I gave you were round 4 and round 8. 4, 8, 9, and 12 is what I gave you. So, just saying. Let's continue.
I'm a warrior at the end of the day. I knew I had an injury. I refused to postpone this fight after almost a 2-year layoff. I wanted to get back in there and display my skill set. I believe that I did so with one arm, with a tough opponent. And, you know, like I say, 10 rounds of 2, 9 rounds of 3, hands down.
Yesterday we talked about you never being 100% when you step into the ring. Mm-hmm. But do you regret now coming to the fight that injured, that compromised?
No, I don't regret it because I got an opportunity to show the fans what I can really truly do. You know, I'm a real champion at the end of the day. You know, I don't regret it. You know, I think it's going to be a lot of fans that's going to be disappointed at the decision, you know, in the way that the judges has called this thing. But it's also going to be a lot of people that's going to be like, hey, Gary is definitely the truth. You know, I truly believe I won the fight. Like I say, 9 rounds to 3, 10 rounds to 2. He couldn't touch me, you know.
I don't know about the rest of you guys that are watching this video, but I'm getting flashbacks to Teofimo Sr. and the bullshit he was spewing to his son in the corner. I just don't know. I just don't know. And you going to a fight? Why did you continue? Why did you go to the fight if you were injured? Why not give yourself a chance to heal? You know. But let's continue.
The little scars that I possibly got on here. This was the head bunt. He landed maybe 2 solid clean shots for real in the entire fight that I can honestly think of.
Yeah,
I
rounds 5 and 9.
I outclassed him the whole way through.
If and when you face him again, what will you be able to do healthy?
Oh, healthy, I'm gonna beat that ass even worse than what I did tonight. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Man, we definitely trying to see if we can get a rematch. Of course, I go and get this thing figured out. It was an injury that been haunting me for a long time. Before the 2008 Olympics, I had a torn tendon in it, and they wanted me to go and do surgery. I refused to go and get surgery and go under the knife. They told me that I was able to strengthen the muscles around it to actually protect it. That's what I was able to do throughout the duration of my career.
Anybody else smelling the bullshit? Anyway. So you've had this injury since 2008, since the Olympics. All right. Yet you fought with the injury throughout your entire career. And it's just now affecting you? Could it possibly be that you were gone for 2 years? You didn't fight for 2 years and you were just trying to preemptively strike with a bullshit excuse about your arm not being 100%? Just in case you lose? I'm not saying, I'm just saying.
And I heard it 2 weeks into, well, 2 weeks out from today. You know, if you actually pay attention to some of my interviews, you can actually probably see me wearing a sling in some of my interviews. Just a little white thing across my shoulder. I was real careful about you actually being able to see my arm in the sling, but you can see the little white thing across my shoulder in some of my interviews that I've done.
If you can't get the rematch, what's next? Like, what are you going to do? You stay at 26? Do you go up?
Man, I go up. I can fluctuate. Like I said, I was always willing to move up and fluctuate my weight.
Now that's a good thing to hear, because we would love to see you go up in weight. I have no problem with Gary Russell Jr. I think he's an excellent champion. I think he's an excellent fighter. I think that, you know, I think he had ring rust, and I think he shouldn't have. I don't, you know, if he was injured like he says he was, he shouldn't have continued with the fight. So no excuses. Lomachenko fought with an injured arm, lost the belt. You know, he didn't bitch about it too much. He proved that he had a shoulder injury, and we saw the results and the surgery and everything like that. Teofimo said that he was injured. You know, he had health issues before he got into the fight with Kambosos. He lost. You know, so it is what it is. His dad was talking much smack as you are right now. But, yeah, maybe you should go up in weight. And I think, I truly think that you will be able to, you know, retain a couple of belts. I fully expect you to be able to go out there and get a couple more belts at a different weight. You're an excellent boxer. You have the skills. You just cannot take those 2-year hiatuses. You need to give your fans what they want. They want to see you fight. They want to see you fight, and if they're going to pay for pay-per-view, they want to see a good fight. Nothing else to say on that. Let's continue.
You know, as long as we was able to compete against a champion, you know, some of the best, they had adversity. What's life without adversity?
If you can get anybody, last question, guys. If you can get anybody in the ring, moving up, who would it be?
Same people I've been wanting: Javante Tank Davis or a rematch with Vasily Lomachenko.
Why do you think you didn't?
You really want that smoke from Lomachenko? Really? Yeah. What happened to the last time? All right, let me not get into that. I digress. But you really want that smoke? Fair enough. Move up and wait. Let's see what you can do. I have faith in you, man. I do. I do have faith in you that you're gonna get more belts. But you gotta have the drive, man. You gotta not just be in the gym, but you gotta get in the ring. You gotta fight those opponents without making excuses. And if you have to sacrifice a couple of dollars here and there and not get that giant payday that all these boxers are asking for and just fucking get out there and do the work, yeah, I think you got an excellent chance of becoming champion again at a different weight class. Continuing.
Get the nod.
Last question.
All right.
So those are my thoughts and my statements to Gary Russell's interview today. I want to thank FightHype.com for the interview. It was an excellent interview, and I'm glad. And like I said, shout out to them for providing us with this interview. And like I said, I'm using this video as strictly educational purposes, and I had my questions. So thank you very much for that. All that being said, what I seen last night, I saw a rusty fighter coming back after a 2-year hiatus, not be able to deal with a young, strong, talented boxer, in which Maxeo is, and now he's the new champion, rightfully so. He beat Gary Russell Jr. hands down, no questions asked. He didn't beat him up. My true assessment of the fight is I was kind of disappointed in Maxeo because Maxeo didn't take advantage of the fact that Gary wasn't fighting. He wasn't punching as much as he normally does. You know, is he injured? Possibly. But the point still remains. That's the only thing that I was really upset about, is that he didn't capitalize on the few times that he had Gary Russell stunned. But Maxeo did an excellent job last night. He did win the fight. Gary Russell did fight throughout the night. He just couldn't perform. He couldn't perform due to ring rust. I'm sorry, but I don't believe the hype about the injury. I'm just not going to. You had an injury back from 2008, never took care of it, and now it bothers you? That's not flying in my book, man. It's just an excuse. It's just an excuse. So I'm not here for excuses. I'm here for facts. Anyway, the fact is Gary Russell Jr. lost last night, and it was due to the fact that he was inactive for 2 years. I don't believe he should have had that belt after a year of inactivity, let alone 2. Anyway, these are my thoughts on the fight last night. Please, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe and share the video. And peace out, everybody.